Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and for everyone who's new here, hi, my name is Lara. I'm glad you found me. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a color and chat with you. For me it's more like a whip and chat. I have a whip in the book World of Wonder by Johanna Basford, and I thought let's talk a little bit and color this welcome picture during the talking. I am going to use my Stabilo felt tip pens and my Staedtler felt tip pens for this. So yeah. A little disclaimer before we start. I am listening to a little bit of music while I'm doing this with my headphones, so if you are hearing a little faint sound coming out of them, I'm very sorry. I try to get the music very silent, very faint, so that you don't hear it, but if there's anything you might hear during this recording, I'm very sorry. Otherwise, yeah, I'd say let's talk a little bit, let's color a little bit, and like I said, this is my first color and chat, so I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a little bit or anything. I just wanted to try this too. So, let's start with the picture. So, a little bit of green here. This week, let me tell you, it was a wild ride. At the moment, we are having some problems at the office where I'm working. I'm working for a fairly big company called Otto. It's something like Amazon, but based in Germany. And it is Europe's biggest, selling warehouse besides Amazon, and I'm working for them as a call center agent. And our programs we use in the home office as well as in the office are totally broken at the moment. So the problems started on Monday after my long weekend. I wanted to log in the home office, and for some reason my Google Chrome browser wanted to do an update and didn't do the update, and it just was gone. It wasn't to be found anywhere, not in the software center, not where you would think it would be, and simply we need the Google Chrome browser to start our program we need to talk to people, and the program that sends us the emails that we are answering, and everything was broken. So I called my semi-boss, and like I already said in another color and chat, or my TMI tag, I think it was, we don't really like each other. And I was very happy to hear that another one of my semi-bosses was there too, so I had the opportunity to talk to him instead of the woman that I don't like. And yeah, basically he said, that's a problem we can't fix right now, and we need you to come into the office. And so I did. So, sorry for that little break. I tried to record with my dog inside of the room for the first time today, but as I already thought, and why I normally record in this room alone, as far as talking goes, he always thinks I mean him, and he started to to whine a little bit, so I took him out of the room. He's with my mother now, so that should be okay. He's playing a little bit over there. So yeah, what I basically was saying is that I had to go into the office, and here in Germany we have total chaos when it comes to the vaccination process during COVID, and I am basically at home in the home office because of my mother. She's chronically very sick. She has a very serious lung illness called COPD. This is an illness that develops over some years, no matter if you're smoking or not, and it basically destroys your lung very, very, very slowly and takes the capacity to breathe off of your lungs. And if she would catch the virus, it would be basically a death sentence for her. So you can imagine that I wasn't very happy to hear that I have to come to the office unvaccinated still. My mom's unvaccinated still, even with this illness. So yeah, my mood wasn't the best in general. I was pretty happy that I pre-recorded some videos, like my finished coloring pages, at my weekend. And now the total chaos still is overwhelmingly there. We are, or more like the bosses over at the headquarter in Hamburg, are trying to fix the problems, but it's too many things at once that broke down, and basically not even in the office itself the programs are working right now, or working right now. And I am hoping it is going to be resolved on Monday. Otherwise, I don't have anything to do right now. And because of what a kind of company this is, of course, I'm not getting paid, even though this isn't a problem that I caused or a problem that one of my colleagues caused. So I would be very happy if this gets resolved by Monday, because basically, even if it is only a minimum wage job, it's about 80 euros right now. I'm in the minus to a month where I can work every day. I'm with the work, and 80 euros are much money for me. Very, very much money. So I hope that the problems get fixed, basically. Other than that, what's going on besides that? Let me think about it. Yeah, as you may be able to tell, I rediscovered, let me tell it, I rediscovered the craft of scratch art for me again, and I uploaded a video to my channel, so if you're interested in that too, I'd be very glad if you give it a watch. Of course, only if you want to. And yeah, like I said, I rediscovered the craft, and I have much fun doing some little postcards at the moment, but I also want to color, of course, and basically I'm like 1 page a day. That would be great. This is something that I try to get done. And this time I chose a whip because, like I already said, I don't really like having whips. And I thought it would be good for the hashtag Wipping the WIPS. I thought, yeah, let's do a little color and chat for that hashtag. Of course, I linked the channel down below that brought this hashtag alive. I by the best of my abilities in coloring with Kate. I'm not really sure, but I make sure to link her down below. No problem. I'm very stressed this week, so I'm very sorry that I can't seem to find the name in my head. But she's a very lovely lady, and I really like to watch her videos. So I hope that's not too bad right now. Like I said, I'm going to link her, of course. It was her hashtag, so of course she gets credited. This is a thing I don't understand too, like crediting. It's such an easy thing, linking stuff, crediting stuff, telling if you're like sponsored for something. And I don't get why some people don't mark this very well. I mean, of course, at least in my opinion, if I like something, I don't really care if the influencer or the YouTuber got an example for free from the company or maybe got paid to show the product. But in general, I think it's very important that we stay transparent with stuff like that. And I don't think that it shows a very high esteem of yourself or your content if you say to yourself, let's better hide that I'm paid for this or that I got this as an example to show you. I don't know. At least in my opinion, if I think a product is good, I don't care if the person I saw it from got paid to show it to me or got this thing for free. The product itself has to be the good part. I'm really doing much with this dark green, but I really like realistic colors or semi-realistic. I don't think that I will color one flower in this picture with the right color. It would have a nature, or if they even look like real flowers that exist. I'm not a floral human being. I don't really know my flowers. But I think this book itself, like I already said in my haul, I think, with Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, this is definitely her most beautiful book so far. I finished Magical Jungle. Sadly, I don't have that book anymore, but I completed it with every page, with the intro, with the instructions, if you want to say it like that, and the nameplate page. Everything was done in this book. Even the little icons on the color test page, everything. So yeah, like I said, this is, with Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, this is Johanna's best work so far, at least in my opinion. Like, of course, everyone likes different stuff, but I think with all the different things in here, like the floating island and some underwater scenes, and the other ones, like the castle in the clouds, it's super beautiful. Checking if I'm still in frame. So yeah, for the next videos I planned kind of a challenge video. I wanted to do a video where I have multiple little snippets with something like prompt or something like a specific medium, and I was thinking about drawing 2 or 3 of these little snippets, and for example it would say I have to color a page with a flower, and the next snippet would say I have to use colored pencils for that, and the next thing says I have to use glitter within that picture, or I'm only allowed to use so many colors. So this is something that I'm planning on filming. If you're interested in that or think that's a good idea, you can leave it down in the comments, of course, if that's something you're interested in. Do we want to do anything else? Maybe some of these. And I'm looking onto the time. If I'm going to need a little bit more than, I think, like 45 minutes would be a good length for that video. If it takes me a little bit longer to color this, I'm going to do a time lapse. I know I'm not the slowest, but I'm not the fastest coloring person, definitely. Especially when I'm not filming, I'm watching videos and I am doing stuff with my dog, of course, so I sometimes need hours for a page like this, even though if I would concentrate on it, I would probably finish it in an hour or something like that. Yeah. And how is it with you guys? Something that happened in your week that was maybe very pleasant, not so pleasant? I mean, we all have very stressful lives, especially now during the pandemic. Not really outlets to go out with friends or anything. I mean, I'm not the biggest person for that anyway, but I know for a fact that many people just miss going out on the weekends. And I mean, it gets better, of course, but till we're back to normality, I think this will take some time. And let me tell you, I'm sorry. Let me tell you, I'm so tired this week, especially on the weekends. I'm extremely tired. Normally, I would work from 6 o'clock in the morning right now till 12, and somewhere I'd say I'm actually happy that I don't have to today, because of, yeah, what is it now, 9 or 10 months, my new neighbors, but the neighbors in the house next to me, not even neighbors in the same house, goodness, let me tell you, I think they didn't get right parenting, and they clearly don't parent their kids right. It's always screaming and crying over there, and screaming from the parents, not only from the kids. It's just a nightmare to hear, and a nightmare to live besides that. It's pretty bad. And they are always doing parties. Like, as soon as the weekend hits, they are partying without any sign of an end. And like I said, normally I would work, I would stay up at, or I would wake up at 4 in the morning. And let me tell you, when they are partying like till 2 o'clock in the morning, you can guess how goddamn tired I am all the time for weekend work. It's not fun at all. And no matter how often you call the police or how often you tell them, hey guys, I have to work, could you please be a little bit, could you please think about the people around you having to go for their lives, and they just don't listen. And I'm in the process of sounds dumb right now, but I'm in the process of finding out who is the real estate agent for their house, because it's not the same as ours. And I'm going to talk to them directly, because any kind of communication towards them isn't helping at all. And I am fed up. I'm extremely fed up. On my weekends, I don't really get to sleep in. On the days I have to work, I'm totally tired. And I think you should respect the people. If you're living in an apartment, it's not like you own a house. It's not like no one can hear you. So, especially in these circumstances, I think you should be respectful of the privacy and the need for sleep or silence of your neighbors. And they are clearly not. Like, it went to the point where I was working in the home office, and the customers I tried to help were like, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's a TV on or if some of your colleagues are very loud and screaming, but I hear some music. Could you turn that down, please? And you can't imagine how embarrassing it is to tell your customer, I am very sorry about that, but these are my neighbors, and no matter how often I talk to them, they won't respect these wishes. It's so embarrassing. But I mean, since I moved, I don't know, like I said, I'm coming from somewhere else originally, and it was much stricter where I lived before. I don't know. People here in this town are very laid back about stuff like this, and I don't know it any other way than basically staying silent after 10 p.m. till 8 a.m. in the morning. And as soon as someone tells them to turn something down, even at like 1 a.m. in the morning, they're like, oh, don't be so silly, don't be so grumpy. We just want to have some fun. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but I need my sleep, I need to work. It's very, very chaotic. Do I want to do the inner circle in orange, or do I want it to do in a dark red? Let me do a dark red. And let me tell you, I saw so many new books that I would like to have, like the new Tiffany Glass book by such and such Deva, and what was it again? The travel book by Babel Family, and the new Square Mandala book. Oh, I love their books. But I don't know. I have to get a new overview over my finances. I have some payments that are going from my bank account, and after that I can check my financial status and see what's possible, what's not. Yeah. Money's tight. But I'm certainly not the only one with that problem, I guess. I mean, yeah, at the moment, due to some things in my private life and the health status my body is in, I'm sadly not able to work full time. If I would do, money wouldn't be as tight, I think. Okay, not I think. I mean, my costs for living here aren't that high. Like, especially rent and stuff, especially that. It goes through 2 participants here, so in this case, I'm way luckier than people that would have to pay rent for their home alone. So yeah. And other than that, I don't know. Do you have any other hobbies? Like I said, I rediscovered scratch art for me, and I heard many people are doing like diamond painting and stuff like that. as another hobby besides the coloring hobby itself. I mean, I'm diamond painting myself too. At the moment, not so much. It fluctuates quite a bit with me. I'm like coloring for months, and all of a sudden I want to diamond paint again, and after that I want to do some cross stitching again. It's like always fluctuating with me which craft I want to do. I'm not one for like taking only one craft and running with it. I need some different things to do. But that's the good thing, that there are so many crafts that you can choose from. I really think this is something we should be very grateful for. Like if you think only 100 years back, people went to work, people went back from work and had their families. I mean, they had quality family time for sure, but like stuff to do. They played outside, of course. But like free time activities like we have now with coloring and stuff or crafting, this wasn't a thing back then. But crafting things back then, if we're talking about them, like, of course, a very, very, very few things were existing. I don't know if you know the channel Nerdy Crafter, for example. She once showed a stationary crafting kit from the 1940s, 1950s, shortly after World War II. And when you see the prices, it's so funny, like 15 cents for an extra bag of materials, and you're like, wow, 15 cents. But if you think about how much money 15 cents were back in the days, it's like if you buy something now for $8 or $10, that's crazy. And basically she was showing the craft itself, and they were very inclusive back then. Even you saw a boy and a girl on the package. Like, of course, it was something with wood and a hammer and engraving metal stuff into the wood. But they were like, this is something boys and girls can do. And if you think back to that time, it was a very classical thing for the men to do, everything crafty, everything that has to do with woodwork, and the woman was more like for sitting the kids and parenting them, cooking and stuff like that. You know it, you know the classic roles, I guess. And I thought it was really cool that even back then a craft kit like this showed, hey, even girls can do that. It's not a bad thing if a girl wants to do some craft with wood too. So yeah, very funny. Something else I'm very excited for is, I think I heard it at Danny Button's channel, the big Coloring Quest books that are out, like Coloring Quest Animals and the one with the cityscapes, that the publisher is planning on doing some more books, and one is very close to release, or is even released over in America. And I'm very excited for that. I have all 3 books so far and I really like them, so let's see what they do there. Maybe with some pictures I really like. I will watch a flip through before I buy them. There are only a few books that I would buy without a flip through. Like, for example, Belba Family's books. I almost always like them, and I don't really have to see a flip of them. Not that you could see anything with a square mandala book besides some numbers and squares. But yeah, like the 3 color series or the stone mosaics, everything they do is kind of cool. here are a few leaves still. Another thing I'm pretty excited for is my birthday. Not that I would celebrate it very much or anything, but I'm always very, very excited for the cake. Oh, goodness, I love cake, and we don't really bake outside of birthdays here, so I think it will be the classic staple as always, strawberry fruitcake. I just love it. With some whipped cream and some extra jelly. Super, super delicious. And present-wise, we don't really... I don't want to say we don't do stuff with presents or anything. That's not it. But date-wise, if like I said, with the money, if it is fitting to spend some money, we're gonna do it a little bit earlier, even before the birthday, and the other way around. If the money wouldn't fit till the birthday, it isn't any... No one would be sad if they wouldn't get the present on their birthday itself. And this year, with the home office especially, the biggest wish my boyfriend, I, and my mom took money together for was a new chair. Because I only had something that was... Originally, it was something for the feet to put onto your couch in the living room, and it was way too low to sit on for the desk. And I always had some extremely bad shoulder pain when I was working, especially when I was finished with work, but because my arm would essentially be way too high and my shoulder would have to stretch during the whole working process. And I said, I don't want to have this pain anymore, so please, if it is possible, I would like to save up with you two for a good chair. And with the experience my boyfriend has in this direction, we decided for a share by the company Sharkoon, and it's one of those gaming chairs, these racer chairs. And oh, let me tell you, it's so goddamn beautiful to sit in this. It's so comfy. It's very good for my back, especially with these little pillows on your lower back and on your neck. And let me tell you, the 2 days I went into the office to work, it was a difference like night and day. At the beginning of the home office, I was like, oh my goodness, I want the chairs from the office back. They are so comfy and I only have pain. And when I was back in the office right now, it was the other way around. I was like, oh my God, how was I ever able to like these chairs? These are so uncomfortable. And as soon as I sat down at home in this chair, I was like, this is heaven on earth. I don't know how I will survive without that in the office, in the regular office. It's such a difference. Yeah, and on top of that, all that's going on right now, there's a move, like right in front of me, time-wise. Like I already said, my boyfriend got a job at the how would you say that? The people that do the public transit for the town here. He got a job there, and he's starting he's starting this job at September 1st, and will be trained to do the public transit here as well, as well as some office work. And of course, he has to move here for that. And he gets his apartment on the 11th. I'm sorry, on the 11th of June. And at the moment, it is still very chaotic. We have to get the whole interiors for the apartment itself. At the moment, we both don't have a driving license. Like, this is something he will complete at this job too. This is so cool. They are paying for that. They are training you, and of course you need a special driving license for public transport. You just can't drive hundreds of humans around with a special driving license, I guess, at least. And of course you can imagine how stressful, or more like hard, it is to organize something like the oven or the stove and the fridge, that we have to transport all of this into this apartment without having a driver's license. So we are looking for people that will bring this stuff to us in exchange for some gas money, of course. Like, we would never say you have to do this like completely for free. We will carry the stuff around, no problem, but we definitely need someone who's driving the stuff to the apartment itself. And as far as I can tell, we at least have like some dates and the stuff itself reserved for us. And of course, I'm the person who says till stuff really is done, something can go wrong, like all the time. I'm very pessimistic with that. I'm someone who panics real quickly. And I said to him, as soon as you can get a date for people to bring stuff to us, I don't care if I have to take a day off of work or anything like that. Say to them that it's okay and that they can bring the stuff at the date they would wish to bring it, so that at least when he's moving in at the 19th, at least it's planned for the 19th, that everything's there. I said to him, only one thing has to go wrong on the moving day itself. Like, one of the people says, no, the thing with the bed, we have to do it at another date and time, or people with the fridge and the stove, only one of them has to fall out of that raster, and we are pretty much effed up for the day, because you can't you're not a magician. You can't just pull a fridge out of thin air. Neither you can do that with a bed or a desk or a stove. So yeah, I'm pretty easily panicking with stuff like that. And I'm just praying that everything goes according to plan. I mean, it's not like the biggest thing. He's not living in an apartment for himself right now. His parents would never say, you have to go now because you said you will move out on the 19th. You can't sleep another day here. Neither am I an asshole. Of course, he could sleep here for a few days till we get everything right and the apartment itself is ready for moving in. But like, I think everyone would like to have it. It's way better if everything goes according to plan. So I'm hoping that we don't get any problems there. Ouch. Let me make this one red too. I don't know. I think this will look better if this is red too. And as you can see, I'm not throwing too much color onto that. I mean, I like it pretty rainbowy, but let's try to take a little bit more limited of a color palette. And job-wise, let me tell you, of course, for this year, they are done with searching for new workers, but I am going to apply for a job at this company. Could we call it company? It's like literally working for the town itself. One of the most safest jobs, in my opinion, you could have. And I'm going to apply for that next year. Like I said, at the moment there are some problems with my health, but I think these are things that I can resolve till next year, because there's essentially 1 year of training that requires you to be able to stay on your feet for many hours a day. And due to the fact that I'm still overweight, of course, and that I have many injuries on one of my feet, or had many injuries on one of my feet, this poor little thing is totally destroyed. And it's not very sure if I can ever get back to the point of where it is possible for me to stay on that foot without excruciating pain for more than 4 or 5 hours. Like, even if I'm going to an amusement park or anything, or if I went to an amusement park in the past, it was always like, hey, how about you go into that ride and let me take a break? And let me tell you, if I'm paying $50 to be in an amusement park, I of course want to do stuff. And with that foot, or that pain that comes from the foot, it's not very possible, or very much possible, to do that much stuff. And of course it's discouraging somewhere or somehow. But I try to work around it. Like I said, taking some breaks where I can. With the job I do, of course, in the office, I am not required to stand. I have a chair to sit on. So that's a thing too. But in general, I would like to get back to the point where I can stand on that foot like a normal person. Normal person again, goodness. And yeah. I mean, I tried to resolve it already. When I moved here 3 years ago, I tried to get an appointment with a new doctor here. Everything went fine at first. And the day where I had the appointment at the hospital for the surgeon to evaluate me and the foot, essentially, he said to me that this isn't an injury that would require any kind of operation, even though the doctor, I was literally for years, before he said at this point he doesn't see any other way than getting the build-up inside of my foot operated out of me, so that basically you can think of it as my foot had so much injuries, it tried to fix itself over and over again. And this is something we are calling Verwachsungen in Germany. And it basically is some scar tissue that wraps around your whole foot, and in my case, the Achilles scene inside of my foot. And it's totally numb on some places, and like I said, it hurts very quick. And this surgeon basically said, I think this comes from you being overweight, and overweight persons always have foot pain, and I think this is the same thing with you. And let me tell you, after around 150 150, 160 pounds of weight I've lost. It's not any better than before. Like in general, of course, I can like do more for around half an hour or maybe 45 minutes, but in general, it didn't get any better. I still have the same pain. The pain is as bad as before. It's not really more time that I can spend on my feet, even though I almost lost a third of my total weight. It's not any better right now. And I was thinking about, isn't that kind of illegal? Like, if you're a doctor, you have to, you kind of have to swear that you're going to help patients if they seek your help. And he actively said, this is nothing I will do. This is something you don't require help. He didn't even watch like the pictures from the MRT we made. He just said, no, this is because you're overweight. And if I am at the final weight that I want to be, I swore to myself, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going back to that doctor, as thin as I am then, and going to tell him, you said to me, I only have pain because of my weight, and my foot doesn't require any kind of medical help, in your opinion. But I'm still in pain. The pain is still very bad. And wow, look at this. Now I'm thin. What are we going to do now? And I already talked to some people and they said this is something I could go to the police with and take a lawyer for, because basically I'm in very much pain for years right now because he didn't want to help me. And for being a doctor, he had to swear that he's going to help patients. So I am thinking about that. Of course, this would be an extremely costly process, but he essentially said he's not going to help me. And for about 3 years now, I think, yeah, about 3 years now, I'm in extreme pain because of that person not wanting to help me. I don't know. Would be something worth considering, in my opinion. But I still have, yeah, kind of a long way to go. I mean, everything that comes after the weight loss itself is something that will take medical treatment too, like the loose skin and stuff. But in general, the most important thing is that the weight is off of me and I'm not at risk for many illnesses that I can get as an overweight person, like increased chances for getting a heart attack or stuff like that. And this is really calming to know, let me tell you. So, I just, took 3 more minutes than I thought. About 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. So I didn't have to do a time lapse. I really got something done in a set amount of time. Beautiful. So I'd say this picture is finished so far. Going to take it a little bit up higher. And I'm sorry for the not so great lighting today. I didn't turn on my lamp up here. Oh, sorry. Somewhere up here. There's the lamp that I normally use, because the sun is shining, the weather is good. So, got that one finished. This one's finished too. Did this with some colored pencils. So yeah, got that done. I hope you liked the video so far. Hope you liked the picture. If you have any questions or suggestions, as always, you can leave them down in the comments. If you want to ask me anything, need a link to something, of course, I look that I get these 3 things linked for you if you're interested in them. Other than that, leave a comment if you liked the video. You can leave a thumbs up, of course. I would also appreciate a subscription from you if you're interested in that. And I hope to see you in the next video. And for you, like always, you should have the best day you could ever have. Bye bye!